Boom.
No.
And we're live.
We're live.
Hello,
Gentlemen, it is
Feeling alive.
that time of year where
What
the
time of
Game
year, Billy?
Awards come together and allow the mass populace to submit their votes for the greatest games of that calendar year. Gentlemen, today is that day.
That's a lot of buildup, man.
Wow.
I'm not.
We already
your
have-
energy level.
We already have 3 comments.
Love it.
Very
That's how we
comments.
start off these days. So,
We ready, boys?
the first one, as always, is Game of the Year.
Yes.
How we feeling?
So,
I got our
as
camera at the top right, everybody. It's clear in the way everybody can see the games. Look at, we're like a professional studio now.
I know,
This is pretty impressive.
I think we should go around,
what we
get
do.
each person's personal vote.
On every single, no, I'm just kidding.
No, on every
We're gonna
but
rank
on
them
this
from-
one.
I have a couple comments. I feel like Resident Evil and Super Mario Bros. Really don't deserve to be on this list.
Well, here's the thing. I would argue.
Did you play
Billy,
either one?
that Super Mario Bros.
How the fuck would you?
I've
know?
heard is amazing. This one in particular,
It's which one?
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of Nintendo simps out there that.
No, but I've heard this one is really good.
But does it like break
Super
the-
Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't all they do is take
Did you
away
play
the
it?
timer?
Yeah, it's not.
They took away the timer and
There's
like,
better
they
Mario games out
revolutionized-
there.
Yeah.
In fact,
okay.
a lot of people are calling this like Mario Bros. For babies. Like it's super easy.
But like Final Fantasy 16 is not even on here.
I do think I don't think Resident
Understandable.
Evil 4 should be there.
Oh, really?
You don't think Resident Evil 4 should be there?
No, because it's
I
a
didn't
remake.
play it, so I can't have a.
It's a remake.
It's a remake.
It's a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I don't. That doesn't sit right with me for it to be up there. It
For
should be
being
given-
honest, there's only one game that I think deserves this title.
Yeah, we already know.
Spider-Man.
We
know.
already know.
All right.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I think
Just
though,
because you didn't like it, all right?
No, I do. I'm just saying I agree. I think that should win. That's who I would vote for. But I think Zelda's going to give it a run for its money.
100%.
I think that's going to be the closest between those two. I do love Alan Wake 2. That one is a lot of fun right now. But it's
But did they do enough, the Zelda game, did they do enough to iterate on like what Breath of the Wild already accomplished? You really do think so?
did you see how it like took over the internet for a little bit when it came out?
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 did too. They both had a huge impact just because of how fun they are. Like people
Yeah,
are
but so
building
did
crazy shit.
Spider-Man.
Not as much, I would say. Like you can see, at least in my opinion, in the circles I'm in like Reddit and TikTok, I was getting stuff about Baldur's Gate 3 and Legend of Zelda, whereas I didn't get anything for any of those other games.
I got a lot for Resident Evil 4.
Maybe Resident Evil, yeah, now that you mentioned
But
it.
you think it shouldn't be there just because it's a remake,
Yeah, that doesn't sit
regardless
right
of the quality of it.
with me.
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't play Alan Wake 2, but I
It
heard it
looks
was really
good.
good.
I
It's
watched a
really
stream
good.
of it.
Are you guys gonna play it? Because I want to spoil something for you.
Please do. It's like jump scares.
Spoil.
Okay,
Spoil
so-
away.
So it's a horror game, right? Like
Mhm.
scary, spooky, ooh,
Horror.
horror. And I go in, so you can play Saga, which is the girl, the FBI girl, or you can play Alan Wake's story, and they're like 2 separate campaigns. You can switch between them at any time.
Yeah.
So hers is like a detective, like it's basically True Detective, and then with paranormal stuff. And then he's in the dark place, which is like another dimension.
He's in the dark place.
The dark place. But his second or third mission, it turns the whole level into a musical, and it is so like I was just smiling when I was doing it because I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, I thought I was ready to get spooked, and instead it's this awesome guitar solo, and it's like Alan Wake is like dancing as you're walking through. You're like, "What the heck is going on?"
Wow.
And so I have a lot of respect for Remedy because they've been around since PS1, making Max Payne, and they've just always kind of done their own thing.
Yeah.
Like they, there's a lot of live action stuff in it, and they just seem like they have fun.
The only one I can make an argument for every one of these. The only one of these games that feels. I think I'm with you, Billy. The only one of these games that feels like kind of out of place is Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know if they like Legend of Zelda. I think would be fine if that was the only thing from Nintendo.
Yeah.
that was on this list. But Mario has always been like beloved, so it's
But
hard to.
2 from like Nintendo,
Yeah.
Any other games you think should have been on the list but aren't?
I don't know.
Some
At
of them
one
are
point in
too small.
time, I would have put Diablo up there, but I feel like
Diablo.
they made too many missteps since launch. To
Hogwarts Legacy.
that came out over a year ago, didn't it?
No, it's 2023, I think.
Was it?
Are you
I
sure?
think so. Let me look.
I don't think so.
Hogwarts Legacy. Liza P.
Eh.
Kind of a niche game.
I don't like it. I mean, I don't. Not that I don't like Liza P, but like when it's so heavily inspired by another game.
Well, and I
feel
would
like-
say just cultural impact. In my opinion, I haven't seen much about it.
Yeah, February
Wow.
this year.
Shoot.
feels like a lifetime ago.
It does. But yeah, I guess that could have been. I could see that up there. I do not agree with anybody who says Starfield should be up there. I don't think it should.
That's actually, I could see that replacing Mario Bros.
No. Mario Bros got better reviews than Starfield did.
Yeah.
At least people that like Mario Bros. Like, you can't say anything negative about it. It's just as Mario,
Just
and it's
use
not
a
like
formula.
it's
Yeah.
just like the same. Sure, they made it kind of wacky, and they have the Wonder Flower now, but it's just Mario. It's not like, but it's not like you can, Starfield. It's like really a shame of what it could have been.
So I would say we vote for Baldur's Gate because, in my opinion,
100%.
I think that is the game of the year. But I
That's the
do.
one.
My prediction is that Zelda, it's going to be close.
I'm going through another playthrough right now.
Of Baldur's Gate.
God, it's so good.
Well, and
Best
I
game
also think like
direction.
it came out so clean too. Like it wasn't
It was early access.
Baldur's Gate.
Mhm.
Well, for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out like I think 2 years ago, where you can only play Act 1.
Oh, our food is finally coming. On another
Yes.
note, I'm starving to
Amen.
death.
Sorry, viewers, but we're going to eat on stream.
Gotta love it.
It's turned into a.
This is a
Mukbang.
mukbang
Oh God,
episode.
disgusting.
Best game direction. I personally, I don't know. This is tough.
Alan Wake.
I would almost say Alan Wake because that one I know more of like what went into the game development wise, whereas I haven't really heard anything about any of the other games.
Baldur's Gate 3 had a pretty impressive development though as well. And they were very involved with their audience, and they had like this open beta, and like they really hashed everything out. And so it was respectable the way they did it. But as far as like creative vision, it's hard to beat something like Alan Wake with just like the kind of genre
The
it is.
stylized
Yeah.
and story.
I really think you guys should play it just because it is.
I love the first one.
Yeah, if you love the first one, play the second one.
There were so many games that came out recently though.
I
It's
know.
like I can't afford to play all these.
Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man, Alan Wake.
I
I
played
need to
all
go
of these
back to
on here
Baldur's
except
Gate.
for Alan Wake.
I've been grinding Liza P.
Really?
You have?
I've almost.
And we're
beat
just
it.
now.
And you were the one that was
Finding
so
this out?
against it. You said, I don't get it.
I
Looks
was
like
against
shit.
it.
I don't like Pinocchio.
I was against it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what he
okay,
said.
the story's
Fucking
kind
little
of
kid.
the story. I'm kind of blasting through the game to be honest. The combat is it's nothing compared to Elden Ring. I will just flat out say it. But it is kind of scratching that itch of like a Souls type game. It's definitely got some difficult bosses, but it also has some of the worst parts about like Elden Ring where it's like 2-phase fights and shit. Like some of the balancing and scaling of the game is a little wonky too. But in terms of like a clean game, like I haven't had any crashes or stuttering. It's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it actually. I'm probably like 90% of the way done. I got like probably
Wow.
2 or 3 bosses left. So I just beat one boss called like the Swamp Monster, and it was one of the worst fights. Like it actually made me take a break because it was one of the worst fights ever.
With a name like the Swamp Monster, it sounds
Like-
so unique.
Yeah.
Worse as in
It
difficulty
was
or
like
just
the,
bad?
the green monster of the
Not
swamp or
only.
something like that.
Is this the worst boss? I've
Terrible
ever fought?
design. So it has 2 phases. The first phase, it's weak to like fire. I think maybe the second phase is weak to fire too. But man, this could be a deterring thing. But like the way the combat's set up, you have to you have a window to get your heavy attack in, which then breaks the monster, and then you can go and get your fury attack off, or like your special heavy, like a backstab in Elden Ring. And the first phase, like I think, is pretty appropriate. But in the second phase, he gets like twice as much health, and the boss is completely unhinged. and they have 3 unblockable you can't escape attack moves that if he gets you, you're dead. And it just like there's literally nothing you can do.
I'm not a fan of bosses having like being needlessly long. Like
I agree.
like for instance, I loved Spider-Man 2. But spoiler alert, when you fight Scream, MJ as Scream, why does it have like 5 phases? That does not need to be like a 5-phase fight.
True.
That should be like 1, maybe 2 phases. It got to the point where it's just annoying.
The one I felt was the longest for me was Lizard. And like MJ, I didn't feel it as bad because you switched arenas.
Yeah, but the fighting was still the same.
Yeah, it was still the same, but with the Lizard, you didn't switch arenas, and it had like 3 phases where you were doing the same thing to him.
Like I've never felt in like a Souls game or like Elden Ring, even with the multi-phase bosses, I never felt like annoyed at how many phases there were, because each phase is usually unique or it's just a whole different boss. Like it wasn't like you.
When they cap it at 2.
Yeah, like
usually.
it's usually 2 phases, and I'm good with that. But like once like the MJ boss fight, you're fighting
going
her
on and on.
4 or 5 times, and it's a different area, but it's the same fight every single time, and it gets to the point where like it's not difficult, it's just annoying because you have to sit there and do the same thing for 20 minutes. It's
Well,
like-
I just don't understand. Like, if you're gonna do that, just make it on 1 health bar.
yeah, what?
Like,
then-
I don't want to go through
Oh, is
all
this
these.
finally it?
Yeah,
Nope.
exactly. Like, put it on 1 health bar. I don't want to go through 2. And I know that seems like silly, but I don't mind if it's like, okay, I got him to halfway. Okay, now I can reset. And like seeing that get really close, like I have a sense of progression. When I go in and like I'm repeating a boss, it's like, okay, I got to clear this trash first phase, and now the boss fight begins. Like
Well, that's
don't
what I
wanna
like
really
about
feel
like
that.
I think games that do that well. Like I bring up Souls, but like Millennia and Elden Ring, it's a 2-phase fight, but the second phase is very different from the first phase, and you're like, it adds to the epicness of it, you know.
Well, and like the cheese of this boss in particular in the second phase is worse in my opinion than Elden Beast's stars that just chase you around
Oh,
for
really?
10 minutes. Yes. Because
the
he has
worst
like
part about that
4
fight?
arms, dude. He has like 4 arms and he'll put out like 2 of his arms on the ground and he's hella wide and you're in this like kind of like valley, like real tight valley, not super tight, but it's tight enough. And he just fucking and he'll charge at you. And you can't get around him and you can't dodge it and he'll just pin you up against a wall, and if he does that, he just every time he takes like a half step, it hits you. And so if like you're blocking, your stamina gets burned through and then you get staggered and then he one shot. Like he does that 3 times at random times in the second phase. And
that's
it's
why
just
we
ridiculous.
believe that best game direction should go to Alan Wake.
yeah,
What are you thinking? Should we put Alan Wake?
Put Alan Wake too.
Let's do it.
I think so. And that's Liza P. You heard it here first. But it's the boss fights have been fun.
Keep going.
Best
narrative.
Ooh.
Phantom Liberty.
Ooh.
That's an
probably gotta be.
expansion.
That's an
though.
expansion.
Is that fair? That an expansion? It's got a damn good narrative though.
It's got to be though, right?
Final Fantasy's narrative was
part of me
pretty
wants-
good.
Yeah, but it was cheesy.
It was cheesy, but that's the whole.
it was good. It wasn't like compelling. It was good in like a Godzilla versus Kong
Yeah.
way. It wasn't like, Baldur's Gate 3. My problem, all right, I've already said it's my game of the year. But Baldur's Gate 3's narrative can be so varying that I feel like in order to win best narrative, it has to be more linear. Because everyone who plays it has a different narrative.
Yeah.
Phantom Liberty.
My vote's Phantom Liberty.
Even though it's an expansion, yeah,
That's my vote. God, so good.
it's so good. Best art direction. Oh, I'm gonna say Hi-Fi Rush.
Everybody
Did
keeps hyping that up.
Did you guys play that at all?
No, I
but
watched
it
So
today.
the art
Just saw
direction
it.
in that is, in my opinion, so well because it's like it looks cartoonish and then it's just a good game.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Boom.
Best score and music.
Final Fantasy did have a pretty good score.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's-
sure how Baldur's Gate got in here. Do they even have like that good of music?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That Down by the River song is very popular.
from the character creation screen.
But that's the only one that I actually.
Stands out.
Other than that, it's kind of stereotypical type.
And the thing, like,
Liza P actually has a whole like collection thing where you collect these records and then you can play them in your like home instance, and it's actually kind of nice.
Phantom Liberty had a damn
great.
good
Yeah.
soundtrack. Why can't it be nominated for this?
Yeah, that's true. Like I
it
don't
got
know.
beat out by these ones, I guess.
I suppose.
Hi-Fi Rush is good, but the thing, I won't give it credit because they use a lot of licensed songs.
There's not more than just those 5, right? We're not
That's it.
we're not scrolling down. Okay, I was like, we're
No.
not missing entire chunks.
I
Gotta be
would say
45 games.
I would say either Final Fantasy or
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush.
What do you
guys
think?
My vote is I didn't play Hi-Fi Rush, so obviously my vote has to be Final Fantasy.
Let's do Final Fantasy.
Boom.
Best audio design. Ooh, Dead
Dead
Space.
Space?
I'm gonna say Dead Space.
Resident Evil 4 is pretty good too, but you can't beat Dead Space.
Yeah, because you hear.
Hey, that's
the,
a remake.
yeah.
What are the rules, Dylan?
For Game of the Year.
Okay.
Best performance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, some of these are really good.
You
Cameron
guys are-
Monaghan.
You guys are absolutely gonna vote for this one. Right?
No, he in my opinion he's the weakest part of.
No shit.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of him in that.
I don't think he didn't
I
sell
think
me.
either Neil Newbon or Yuri Lowenthal.
I'm gonna say Yuri. That's in my opinion that's the best symbiote Peter we've seen.
He's the best Peter Parker,
Yeah,
honestly.
he kills it.
Boom. Vote is in.
Innovation in accessibility.
Honestly, this might be Diablo.
Yeah.
At BlizzCon, they went through a whole use case of someone who's blind was able to beat the game.
Wow.
Is that more of a
That's
skill of the blind
insane.
person though? Than
Oh, it's both. Absolutely. I mean, that's a hell of a thing to overcome.
I
I
mean,
think you have to have the game that can allow for something
yeah,
like
we
that.
can. I
Like
bet
all
all of these
haptic
games
feedback.
though have
Oh, I
amazing
guarantee it.
accessibility. Like I can imagine the fighting games, they've probably made it so accessible.
I
as
never.
far
I
as-
mean, I don't pay attention enough too much
See-
to
yeah,
that
same.
because it's not for like they're not catering to me, obviously.
I'll say Diablo. I'll agree with Billy.
So yeah, I'll just have to go with what you said.
Got it.
Diablo.
Games for impact. Oh boy, none of these games.
I didn't play any of
I
these.
have zero idea.
I like A Space for the Unbound
Yeah.
because I like the title.
I like
but I don't know
Chants of
anything
Sanaa.
about. Goodbye Volcano High.
Chia.
Chia.
Chia. Terranal. That's
Goodbye,
Terranal.
Let's say Space for the Unbound.
Sure.
Why not? Watch that be like
Watch
a
it
very
win by one
controversial game
It
that if
wins.
you support it, like
Wasn't that's what impact is, right?
So ongoing.
positive.
again,
Cyberpunk?
I love Cyberpunk, but that doesn't count
It
as
has
an
to.
That's
ongoing.
not an ongoing.
Dude, it has
It's
to
gonna be Fortnite.
Fortnite's been it for a while.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 14.
I've heard that they recover, like they are doing amazing now.
Didn't
but
they just like revamp their entire like story system? I might be this actually, because Fortnite. What did they do this year? They came out with the food's here. They came out with the
sweet.
OG Fortnite map. That's not really innovation because this is what is this best ongoing? I guess maybe it is ongoing. I'm actually inclined to say Final Fantasy. I think
Yeah?
we voted Fortnite last time and it was. I think this time it's Final Fantasy because I think they've reworked their entire leveling system, and like their story stuff. Final Fantasy 14. Have any of you guys played it?
No, I'm not.
I did for like an hour, and I got bored,
I think you played,
and that was me just creating my character.
I think you literally level like one character and then it can do everything. And then you can just respec into whatever you want to play,
Oh, that's cool.
which is kind of interesting. I tend to like that because I'm not crazy about alts. But
Yeah,
let's do Final Fantasy.
let's do it. Let's give them one. Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Best community support. Ooh.
100%. I'm voting Baldur's freaking Gate because it came out
Recognize
on
community
like
support,
polished.
transparency, responsiveness.
They spent years in like an alpha test. Nice shoulder.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Kyle, best
I would
community
agree.
support, Baldur's Gate, right? For support, transparency, and responsiveness. I mean, they were in like a
part of me almost wants to say Cyberpunk because of the fact they didn't give up.
That's actually a really very valid point.
They didn't give up, and 2.0 came out, and 2.0. We got to give it credit for 2.0. 2.0 Cyberpunk was amazing. Like they completely did an overhaul on the game.
But
And-
that's because of their own doing, because of where they started. So you're like looking from where they started to now. I feel like Baldur's Gate was
Versus-
just nailed it out the
Versus
gates.
Baldur's Gate, they didn't do it out of necessity for survival. They
Yeah.
just did it because they wanted to.
But it
deliver
does
an
say
amazing
game updates and patches.
And Cyberpunk has had some of the most impactful patches.
Well,
I can
technically you could say Baldur's Gate got a patch and it was Acts 2-3
Yeah,
because they were in an alpha, beta.
I can.
Test for
I'd
2
be
years.
happy if you chose either Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate.
I'll let you decide, Billy.
Fuck.
We're Cyberpunk simps
I'm
over
going
here. So.
Cyberpunk. My heart tells me that's gonna win. I guess we're not trying to guess what's gonna win. We're trying to vote.
Vote what we want.
I've heard good things about Dave the Diver.
Dave
I've
the
watched
Diver.
I've watched
Holy
a playthrough
diver!
of Dredge. Dredge looks like a fun game. I watched a playthrough of that. That's the only two I know about this.
Okay, Dredge it is.
Dredge looks like a lot of fun. If you guys should check it out. It's like a computer game.
I don't know enough about any of these games to.
We'll say Dredge.
What are we eating? That's what somebody asked.
We are eating
Cane's
canes.
This
Sponsored.
is a live review. No, we're not. You can't even say that.
Raising canes. And we are not sponsored in any
Let me
way.
not eat right into the mic.
Here we go. I did train these boys. I said, don't you fucking eat into the mic. No masticating into the mic.
I mean, are we going to do Dredge again?
What is this? Best debut indie? What the hell is the difference?
I love Pizza Tower.
The last one was best indie game, and then this is best debut indie
Like,
game?
this is their first game they ever made
Oh.
as an indie company.
Yeah, I'm not really into the... Okay, this is 100% Honkai Star
Wait,
Rail.
what is it?
Honkai Star Rail.
No, but what's the category?
Best mobile game.
Sure.
Not Hello Kitty Island Adventure?
Why not?
Honkai Star Rail is like off the charts popular. And it is like gotcha game to its core. It's so crazy.
Mine only came with one cane sauce. What is this about?
They gave
And
me
he has
two.
two.
I know. I ordered.
Wow.
Are you-
I ordered an extra one for both of us.
Are you going to share?
You can have some of mine.
I think he's
Thanks. I
eyeballing.
would love your sauce.
Give me that sauce, baby. Did you say no to the coleslaw?
I did.
I don't like the coleslaw either.
Oh, next time I'll do it. I did. I got extra fries, no coleslaw.
You guys are
Fine.
gross.
What?
Coleslaw is delicious. Is theirs bad though? Is that why? Or
I just don't like
Never
coleslaw.
been a fan of coleslaw. Just it feels like unhealthy salad, and I just
Yeah,
don't like it.
I'd rather
Like,
eat salad.
how can we fuck up cabbage? Let's throw a bunch of mayonnaise into it.
Yeah.
Honkai Star Rail, baby. Although Monster Hunter now seems kind of interesting. I did just download a bunch of I did download mobile games for like the first time ever. I downloaded Hearthstone because I really want to get into a card game. I know you keep mentioning Marvel Snap. I need to get
Yeah,
into
do
that.
I know
Marvel
they
Snap.
have Gwent mobile.
That would be fun. Is it online?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I checked out. There's a new World of Warcraft called Rumble. I haven't played that really at all. There's a new one, or not a new one, Diablo Immortal, which I played a little bit, which is actually an impressively good game. It's it's a legit game. Pretty amazing. I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
Are we going to say Resident Evil for Big Dommy Mommy?
Look at her.
Look at her.
Did that come out this year?
The
Yeah,
VR mode.
the
did.
VR
Yes,
mode.
The VR mode. Huh? Oh, dude, Gran Turismo though.
in
would be
VR.
insane.
That'd be wild in VR.
I don't know anything, but Dommy Mommy it is.
Best action game.
Armored Core. Oh,
I-
Remnant too. Did you guys play that?
No, I watched a playthrough
Oh
of it.
my god!
I think
dude.
it's
it
just
looks
Remnant.
so awesome. Remnant.
You said Remnant?
Remnant,
Remnant?
2. I'm putting my vote in
Remnant?
for Armored Core.
You played the shit out of. You played that.
I loved Armored Core.
I haven't played any of this, so I'll have to defer to your judgment.
I do think Hi-Fi Rush.
Did you check out Remnant at all?
I don't know. No, I haven't even checked it out.
It looks.
It'd be fun to play.
I watched.
I think
Austin
all
play
three
it.
of us.
I watched Austin play it for man. I watched his. He was grinding that shit. I watched it a lot. That game looks fucking awesome. Is it on Game
Yeah.
Pass? I need to check it out. I just bought Game Pass again. for Liza P. Because I'm a simp.
We'll have to look and see.
Remnant too, man.
I don't think that's what simp means.
I'm a simp to Microsoft.
Okay.
Daddy Mike. Armored Core.
I'm going to say Armored Core, although I do want to mention Hi-Fi Rush. They would get the Innovation Award for combat because they created a
I think that's
combat
a
system
category.
based on a beat. So it's to the beat of a song. And depending what level and what song it is, you have to hit your like the combat, and it's a lot of fun because you have to do your combo with the beat of the song.
Hmm.
And it's very, and like it gets you involved in the music.
You become a part of the game.
Yeah.
Love it.
But Armored Core, the
You don't
combat
play
was
the game.
amazing.
The game plays you.
Best action adventure. Star Wars Jedi. No,
For
it's
just
gotta be
action
Spider-Man.
adventure, I feel like it's got to be Spider-Man.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be. I wonder how many people have actually played every single
Starfield.
game here.
Definitely Baldur's
Sea
Gate
of
3.
Stars.
I think it's Baldur's Gate 3 and it's not even
Yeah.
close.
No, Baldur's Gate 3. What?
I'm kidding. But there have been the cases where, like, what was it? No, Elden Ring took both. But I've seen years where, like, it'll be like an action game, and it won't win its category, but it'll win Game of the Year, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
That happens.
What is this? Best fighting.
Biased
Mortal Kombat.
because I love Mortal Kombat than any other fight games. Mortal Kombat 1 was really good too.
What about Star Brawl?
Nickelodeon.
I didn't even know they made a second one, to be honest with you.
What is this for?
It's like Smash Bros, better than Nickelodeon universe.
Is it on the Switch?
No, I think it's on everything.
It's on
Dude,
consoles.
can we get an upgrade to the Switch hardware? It's been like 7 years.
I was having this
It's
exact
Nintendo. Do you
conversation.
really think that?
It is
with Jingle Bees.
ridiculous. Really?
I was saying, I just want a regular console that stands up to PS5 and Xbox. It doesn't even have to be on their level, but at least.
But you wouldn't even be able to play the games though.
They don't care
No,
about
no,
any
no.
of that.
I just mean I want something with the hardware capabilities that are close to that, because if you play Tears of the Kingdom, that is pushing the Switch to its limit. Like,
It has to.
you enter these cities and it lags. It,
Oh, that's bad.
Because Switch is just a like mobile device.
I know, so I wish they would at least just please make like the GameCube. The GameCube was a console.
Well, this is the longest drought I think we've ever had from them where they haven't released like some kind of new console.
When did Switch come out? 2017?
Yeah.
They had the OLED Switch come out.
Yeah, but that was what? A better screen and maybe a bigger battery, but was it faster? Or have more RAM or anything like that? Or it's
I
Nintendo,
watched
they
a
didn't tell you
Digital
anything.
Foundry. It runs Tears of the Kingdom a little bit better.
Okay. So not like a meaningful hardware upgrade. It's like PS5 and PS5 Slim, right? It's like, okay. Maybe a
The
little
PS5 Slim that just got announced in like showcase. It's like not even that much smaller.
No, it's
It's
not.
like the same
it's
size.
barely. It's like the less fins. Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
is
saw
that
that.
worth it? Like to spend another like $500 or $400?
Yeah. I saw that. What are we voting here? Mortal Kombat. What is this? Best family? It's gotta be this. Ooh, Pikmin.
I mean, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I don't think it's game of the year, but it's hard to say it's not the best.
Did you play any of those other games, Kyle?
I did. I played Party Animals.
You played
Got
Pikmin?
about 40 hours into it.
Really?
Played Pikmin 4. Played Sonic Superstars.
Okay, I trust his opinion.
Boom.
I haven't played any of those other ones.
Best sim. Company of Heroes.
I don't know. Are any of us really into this
Shit's
type of
hella
game?
old.
I'm not really into Sims, to be honest with you.
Me
but
neither.
Pikmin is.
Pikmin it is.
Oh,
sports
this
racing.
one's going to be a real heater from us. I heard F1 actually is a lot of fun. Let's go with that.
Sure.
All right.
Didn't even get a chance to debate it, but all right.
It's a heater
You
from
guys
us.
never play those.
I didn't get a
though.
chance to debate any of those games I haven't played.
Yeah, I was going to
How
say.
dare you?
Like that's not even.
I
our-
would say Baldur's Gate 3 if they had crossplay in it. So my thing's gonna go to Diablo.
I don't know what is this lineup. Like just as an observer, if I saw that these were the 5 best multiplayer games to come out this year, I would say this year sucked. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? Baldur's Gate 3, I wouldn't even hardly classify as a multiplayer game. And then Diablo.
Diablo,
Okay.
I would say Diablo just because it's crossplay. Baldur's Gate 3 is not. So basically exactly what you said, Dylan. I'm with you on that.
It makes sense.
And then, yeah.
I know.
I'm trying not to. And then I catch myself like drinking and like
Just right on your throat.
I keep sliding it back.
Best adaptation.
It's got to be Last of Us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. It didn't let me down.
Did you watch any of these other ones?
I
watched like a behind the scenes documentary of this story, but I never saw the movie.
I think there's a case to be made for the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
I think there is, but it has to be Last of Us.
I think in terms of just quality.
Jingleby says the Super Mario movie was cute.
I did like. I mean, I really like Super Mario Bros. Movie, but I feel like The Last of Us was actually like, it's one of the few adaptions that have like
adaptation.
is adaptation not.
I don't think so.
Adaptation.
I think you could say it as adaptation.
Adapt.
Shun. Okay, well, it's one of the few adaptations that I feel like loses the stigma of based on a video game. People that didn't watch or didn't play the game, know nothing about the game, still watched the show and liked it, like my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I think it should win.
I agree. I think the Mario Bros. Deserves a nod, but Last of Us was a cultural phenomenon. Most anticipated. Starfield on here. Wait, so this is not come out yet.
Come out.
Okay.
To me, it would be Final Fantasy
Star Wars
7
Outlaws.
Rebirth, but that's because I never played the original, and so I have no clue what the story is, and I'm looking forward to finding out more.
For me, it's Hades 2, to be honest.
Did you play Hades 1?
No, but
my
I
God.
can't believe I didn't.
You should play
It looks like so much fun. It
I'm
looks like
so fucking excited for Hades 2. Did you play original? No.
I didn't play the original, but I when it was announced, I'm like, this game looks awesome. I remember watching
It's
the trailer
fun.
at one of
It's
the
a
award
lot.
shows.
You should play. It's a lot
and
of
then
fun.
and then I watched it. I'm like, this game is exactly something I would love.
Billy, you should go back and play. It's not outdated. It's
Okay.
You should play it now. Like the graphics are artistic, so it doesn't. It's timeless.
It doesn't fall off its timeless.
I'm
And
not.
you gotta play
Where's
before.
Division? Victory says. Also, Star Wars Outlaws looks fun.
Does-
Division.
I'm not particularly excited about any of these games. Star Wars Outlaws looks interesting, but Ubisoft has kind of let me down.
Yeah,
Hades. Which one?
I think for me, Final Fantasy.
Tekken.
I'll
Kyle,
defer to your guys' judgment.
you're the tiebreaker. I'm Hades. Dylan's Final
What's your
Fantasy.
tiebreak?
I never played the original Rebirth either, so
What?
or the original Final Fantasy. I mean,
7?
I played 7, but this is so. What is Final Fantasy 7
This is
Rebirth?
the sequel to 7 remake.
But that's a remake of the first sequel to 7, isn't it? There was Final Fantasy 7
They're
had
out
two
of
games.
ideas, Kyle.
No. Final Fantasy 7, they made a remake, but they had to split it into 2 parts. Or they had to split it in multiple parts. I think this is the second part.
Well, Final Fantasy 7 originally, way back in the day, had another.
Wasn't it 2 discs?
It had a sequel to Final Fantasy 7. It was the only Final Fantasy because each Final Fantasy story
Crisis
is
Core?
self-contained. I think I'm thinking of Crisis Core.
Crisis
Maybe.
Core already came out, I think. This is the second part to the remake.
I'm gonna go Hades too.
Fuck.
We can't layer on remakes of remakes. We can't do it.
It's getting too much. All right, it's getting fucking crazy.
Content creator of the year.
I do enjoy.
Oh my God, Spreen.
I have no idea.
I don't know who these people
Give it-
are.
Any of these are.
Give it to Iron Mouse.
I don't know.
enjoy
who
Iron
any of them.
Mouse. She games with Connor Dog VA, and I watch him. And
Is
she's
she a
pretty funny.
VTuber?
She's a VTuber. We just voted for a VTuber.
Yeah.
Oh God. I thought that was just a fucking.
She's pretty
icon.
funny. You should go watch.
She's not real.
No.
It's an AI. I know. I'm fucking around. Okay?
And here's the thing. You ready?
she's
for-
real to me.
You ready for some context?
Yeah.
She has like she has some type of disease where she can't leave the home, and she has like medication, and so she's like,
It's perfect for her.
yeah.
Oh wow. We all got trauma in our lives, all right? Except I don't profit off of mine. Just kidding.
Wow.
Jesus,
terrible.
That was a wild take.
Whoa.
Okay.
Moving on. Best esports game.
She's probably the nicest person ever. All right,
You
let's-
also have no idea what.
I don't even
is
know who she
traumatizing
is. You know, like
Her. All
I'm
right.
sorry. Okay, I
Thank
just
you.
want that to be known.
These are all old games.
Well, it's best esports game. So, let's think. It's probably going to be this, but I always enjoy watching Valorant stuff. League is just it. I'm over it. Dota 2, basically the same game. Oh, triggered a million people. PUBG, sorry, not into it.
Counter Strike 2 is the only game I can watch and or play and
Understand.
enjoy and understand.
You
Like,
played Counter Strike 2?
not in a long ass time, but you
Didn't
know.
Counter Strike 2 just come out?
No, I'm thinking of Counter Strike
CS:GO.
Go. But Counter Strike 2 is apparently
Basically the same.
the same thing
I'll say 2.
from everyone I know that plays it.
I agree. My vote would be Valorant. I just enjoy Valorant, watching that more. I think the best players are there.
Oh, this one's gonna be a high contention point between us.
So I either think it's Faker or Imperial Hal, but
Whoever you choose, I have no clue.
this guy is like a fucking savant when it comes to League. It's
Are you sure he's not
disgusting.
just faking it?
Because his name's
Yuck,
Faker.
yuck, 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 yuck.
Oh my god!
I'm laughing at your joke with his last name.
Wow.
I think it's him though, for
Yeah?
sure. Imperial Hal is a fucking G, but maybe like 2 years ago, not so much this year.
I'll go with your
I think it's Faker.
intuition. Esports team vitality.
Let's see.
Evil geniuses. That's such a like edgelord name for a team.
I think they won. Not the full organization. I don't know. But probably be between these two. These are the only ones I'd recognize, to be honest. I don't know game and I don't watch Dota. You guys ever play Dota?
Yeah.
Really?
And I liked it even less than League.
Wow, that's saying something.
Like,
It is.
didn't I play
less-
with you?
Yeah,
I think
with on League. Not. I don't think we played
maybe
Dota.
to
I probably have 50 to 100 hours on Dota. I don't even know how to spell Dota. That shit is so hard. It's like it's at that level. Evil Geniuses,
it's not friendly to newcomers.
dude.
So
It scales hard, and it's also one of those titles that's so old that's like it's hard to get into because everyone has just played it for years.
Potter.
I couldn't tell you a single one of these people.
Let's give it to the girl.
Sure,
what does an e-coach what do they do?
they hype you up.
Yeah. Make sure you sleep. Make sure you.
I think they're allowed to make. Maybe not actually. So it depends on the game. I think your coach can make call outs during the game to keep communication like clear of like, hey, rotate here, blah blah blah. But to be honest, it's really no different than other sports. You have like these guys watch film of other teams.
Yeah.
And how they play and how they rotate and like what calls they use and how things sort of how they play together. It's fucking nuts the level of effort these guys go into. Let's see. Blast.tv.
This is all you.
I always like Evo, but
What's that?
that's just me.
What's
Fights,
Evo?
Fighting games.
Oh, all right, cool. I only watched. I actually did this year watch the League Championships and the Valorant ones.
And that's it.
And that's it, huh?
I am a little sad that we didn't vote once for Zelda, and I think it deserved at least one award.
Yeah, but the categories it was in.
Yeah, it was.
How do I
weird.
see what our votes were?
Hit vote now, and then maybe go to categories. Start. Yeah. Or
Can we just vote again? Okay, good. Yeah. It saved it. Damn, man.
We could change the vote if you want to.
Game of the year.
If you want to assess what we did.
Nah.
Nah.
I
feel
gut chance.
I feel very strongly about Pikmin 4.
Well, I mean, like, what was Zelda in, like, 2 or 3 categories? I mean,
yeah, it's like action, adventure,
and
game
this.
of the year,
Yeah.
and direction.
So, and I don't think it deserves even a nod in any. No, I'm kidding.
I think it was the worst game ever.
I never played.
Baldur's Gate 3 is so good though.
I'm gonna go back.
It scratches that
Go back
itch
to
that I have for like storytelling in video games.
I can't wait for them to add crossplay so we can all play together.
I'm playing through a second
I'm
playthrough
waiting
right
for
now.
a smart ass comment from him about.
Uh,
could play on computer, but he's too fucking.
No, I'm never buying another game that you tell me to buy, like, so we could play together, because we're just not going there. So.
We played a lot of Diablo,
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
which was
Sorry.
like 6 months ago now.
30 hours of Diablo together ain't cutting it.
Try at least 60.
I need hundreds.
What's the last time we
hours.
dedicated like actual time to playing? Was
Diablo?
it Diablo, and then before that was like Warzone?
Fortnite.
No, that wasn't. We did like one night of Fortnite. That doesn't count. I mean, like, what's a game that we came back to over and over again? I think before Diablo was Warzone.
Probably. Fall Guys?
Elden Ring, but that doesn't really count because we didn't play together. We just played
At
like
the same
at the
time?
same time.
No, Kyle, you and I played, and this guy didn't.
Oh yeah, when we
He
did
logged on and then got off because he wasn't feeling it. We weren't enough.
the
My
PC.
computer was
Oh
running like
my
poop.
god, dude.
Poopy.
Doesn't matter what it looks like as long as the frames are okay. Just bump it all the way
It
down.
doesn't matter what it looks like. It's who you're with.
What does that tell you?
That he doesn't want to be seen with
That you're a
us.
terrible friend.
Or you guys are terrible.
Nah.
How
We tried.
Explain that one to me.
Where's the
I don't
logic?
know. I'm just joking.
I feel like such a slob.
I'm
I'm
not.
just eating food on the street.
I'm just joking.
I'm just joking, you know?
I'll carry it. Don't worry, guys.
Delicious.
Baldur's Gate, if it wins, what a triumph that will be. Like an underground studio, Larian studio.
They're not
Studios.
underground anymore.
I heard something that
It's exactly what happened
400
to,
developers.
This is exactly what happened to CD Projekt Red after Witcher 3.
And they're another European company, right?
Polish. Well,
Polish.
I know what Larian is, but I know that CD Projekt is Polish.
See, I never finished Baldur's Gate 3, but I can appreciate the hell out of it in the sense of like what they accomplished with it, because it was really impressive and so clean. But
It's
I need a definitive edition from them.
I was watching this thing where like talking about like the romances and stuff. It's harder to not romance anyone than it is to romance people in that game because everyone is like so like just in love with you.
Trying to bang you
yeah.
immediately.
And like I realized that because I was on my second playthrough, I was like, I'm gonna try and romance Lae'zel. You know, why not? And I was just talking to other characters, and at one of the parties, she's like, "It's a pity you've already promised your body to blah blah blah." And I was like, I don't remember doing that. When did that happen? Just because I was nice to them.
I wish there was like an amulet that you could put on that just makes you a swinger and you could just bang everybody with no attachments.
The amulet of swingerdom.
It's a pineapple.
Yeah,
No, man, this was actually a good year for games.
We should go full screen now, considering we're not
yeah.
doing anything anymore. But then you could just really see
The grease.
us eating and being all gross.
Get the fuck out of there. I don't want to hear that shit, dude.
You don't?
No, I hate that shit.
That doesn't turn you on a little bit?
Not even close, man.
It doesn't
That's so
scratch that
gross.
ASMR itch?
Not at all. Fucking chewing on food.
What if
I'm about to walk out right now. I'm not even joking, man.
what if I didn't
hate
do
that
it into
shit.
mic, but directly into your ear?
That would make me hard.
I knew it!
Yeah, see, Jinglebees even agrees. That's vile. Absolutely. This was a good year. Hogwarts Legacy.
Really good.
I mean, I really loved that. And, like, that was a family-friendly game, you know, or my wife enjoyed watching me play that. I got, like, 20 to 40 hours out of that game. I was loving it.
Jinglebee's just started Hogwarts. Like, she'd never played it before. And she's loving it. She got stuck in a wall, though, but
Really? After all this time,
in
huh? Oh.
Hogsmeade.
Interesting.
Always.
When she was fighting the troll or what?
That might be a spoiler for her.
Oh.
Well, you heard it here.
What's the saying?
A troll came out in the game.
It's always quiet.
May
in
or may not
Hogsmeade.
have to fight. Thanks a lot, Billy.
Yeah, I'm sure she's expecting
Wow.
trolls at some point. I think it was even in the trailer. What's the saying when you like load into Hogsmeade? It's always quiet in Hogsmeade.
All roads lead to Hogsmeade.
All roads lead to Hogsmeade every single time.
That was one of my main complaints. Is there was the dialogue was so limited for like characters, so they'd say the same thing every time, no matter what.
I still enjoy. I had a lot of the combat system. Definitely got old after a while, but like I 100%ed a bunch of shit in that game.
One of my favorite videos made on that game was like someone did a Voldemort mod, and he's like, when you go to first duel that Slytherin kid, Voldemort's like, "You've been taught to duel, I presume." Avada Kedavra! It just fucking kills the kid. It's so funny the way he does it too.
Just nukes him. I never once used that spell. I had a pure playthrough.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never once.
No.
So if you play a game with a morality system, is it hard for you to play evil? Do you always have to be the hero?
Well, did that one even have
No.
a morality system? Like you could
There's
No,
no
there was
negative
no
using,
yeah.
You can use it next to a teacher.
They didn't even
and they don't say
talk
anything.
about it. They were
No.
like, "Hey, that's a bad spell or whatever." That was it.
This was before it was a one-way ticket to Azkaban.
Yeah.
It was the 1899. Took place during the same time as Arthur
I
in Red
cannot.
Dead.
I cannot play as like a bad. I hate lying. Like in Liza P, you have to lie.
Yeah.
It makes me feel gross.
Wait, what?
You have to lie and Liza P. Does your nose grow?
Dude, no. But there's so many. Like I have to have like a very pure of heart playthrough.
I'm the same. I can't.
I
can't
can't.
be-
Even if
bad.
I tell myself I'm going to do an evil playthrough, I do like one evil decision and I'm like,
I regret it.
what have I done?
There's-
The Anakin meme? You know?
There is one that I always have to do in Mass Effect 2. 3.
Oh, I do some renegade choices in Mass Effect for sure, but that's
And
for the
Renegade's
greater
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
I was
it's
gonna
just-
say Renegade's not. It's just aggressive, right?
it's just I will win at all costs type of thing, but you're still saving humanity. It's not like or all life.
Yeah, I feel like that's different. Like if there's like an intimidation thing where you get a discount, like I don't have an issue with that. But if it's like this guy's mildly annoying, I'm going to murder his family. Like okay,
Like in
let's
Fallout
not do
3,
that.
literally within like the first after you get through the introduction, like the first 20 minutes of gameplay, you can blow up you can nuke a whole town. You're given the option to
Make a 10.
Yeah. But like Baldur's Gate 3, like I play as barbarian, so I just intimidate the fuck out of everybody, but I'm also like a kind-hearted man.
Kind-hearted.
What'd you say? I love you.
I love you. One of my favorite renegade choices in Mass Effect. There's a couple. Well, obviously the one you always got to do is the
Kai Lang.
that was for Thane, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Otherwise, it's so lame. That cutscene, if you don't do
Yeah.
it, he just gets shot by your teammate.
Yeah,
You know which one we're talking. The one we told you to do, where Shepard
breaks the
breaks the blade with his
stabs
elbow.
him. And the funniest
Wow.
part is if he kills Thane, Miranda, and Kirihee, then you could say that was for Thane, Miranda, and Kirihee, you son of a bitch. And it's comical. But no, one of my favorite renegade choices is in Mass Effect 2. You're like interrogating this dude they're like on a skyscraper and he's standing against the window. And he's like, I got nothing more to say to you. And then you could do a renegade choice where you literally push him out the window and he goes, how about goodbye? It's so funny.
Jesus.
He's a mercenary though, right? It's
Yeah.
that one.
Or when he's going to fix the helicopter and he goes, you're working too hard. And you literally just electrocute this guy to death. But like I said,
That's pretty savage.
for the greater good.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
And Shepard always has these one-liners ready to go.
He's the king of one-liners.
Is the voice
before
acting
and
that
after.
great for him?
No, so
It's not.
there's a reason for that. First off, he's not as gifted of a voice actor as Jennifer Hale, for sure. But also Mark Meer,
Jennifer Hill's
she's the
female.
Fem Shep.
Shep version. But Mark Meer, he originally did not sign on to be the main voice actor in the first game. All of his voice lines were stand-in lines. They were there just to be placeholders until the real actor got hired. And so he was just kind of like doing it. And then they were like, you know what? You're not bad. And just made him the guy. And he's straight up, he's been like, had I have known that, I would have put a little bit more effort, which is why by the third game,
He gets a little more polished.
he's like actually better. But also the directions they were getting were kind of both him and Jennifer Hale. They were getting these like voice directions to be like as good as you can, but they wanted them almost emotionless in a way that made it so the player can like
Input their emotion.
input
into
their
it.
emotion on what they think. Like that's what they were told to do.
Huh.
And so it just kind of was, it wasn't all quite there. And by the time the third game came out, Jennifer Hale was like, let's just do it how we think that we should do it. Like this is weird. So Mark Meer,
God, that is weird.
yeah. So Mark Meer by the third game actually was like trying.
I feel like a failure like that should have almost tanked the game, and instead it became this like cultural phenomenon. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Let's bang. Okay.
It's really the first game is really where he's at his most unbearably bad.
Yeah,
Like
it's
voice
deadpan,
acting wise?
just fucking straight.
There's no emotion,
Liara.
no nothing. And then by the third game, he has some of the best lines ever. Like, I love it's such a simple line, but I love at the end of the Citadel DLC when your romance partner is talking to you and it's like, we've had a damn good ride. And he like kind of laughs and says the best. And you could hear his voice cracking a little bit. Like he's feeling emotional. Like that's such a good, like his delivery is so good in that part. But things like that. But that doesn't happen until like the third game.
Speaking of voice actors, Kyle, male or fem V?
I 100% think that female V is like leagues better than male V.
I
Way
think-
better. In fact,
They give off two different vibes.
they do. And in fact, I've played the game. I played through like twice as male V and like 4 times as female. I actually think that in my head, like V is like canonically female now. Like I can't think of V as a man. It feels weird when I play as a male V, which is kind of not on par with how I like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. I was just talking about how bad his voice acting is, but I still feel like male Shepard is like canon in my head. Is male
What's
Shepard.
Shepard's first name?
You make it
John if you're a male and Jane if you're a female. That's the like generic
default.
the default. Yeah,
But no, even in all the romance options, what do they just call you, Commander?
they'll just say
Shepard.
Shepard, Commander, or hey Skipper, Ashley.
That's why you kill Ashley.
You know what's
Yes.
because she calls me Skipper. You know what's funny is Mass Effect Andromeda. I finally just beat it not too long ago. If you leave the name, like either Sarah or Scott, some of the characters will actually call you by your first name. They'll actually say Scott or Sarah.
Huh.
But if you change the first name, then the dialect
Ryder.
changes. Yeah, they'll just say Ryder.
Hmm.
Which is kind of interesting. I do like how Fallout 4 did it, where like they the one robot, the butler,
Starfield did it too.
recorded like
10,000 names.
yeah, so like you can say what you can pretty
Butthole
much say whatever
69.
name you want it to say. Yeah. Did Starfield do that too?
Yeah, the ship AI of your ship has your name, like, so it's like, welcome, Dylan. I'm like, fuck.
How do you know? You know my name's Dylan. Interesting.
Where are you guys at? Anything else before we jump topics?
Where are we at?
No.
No, we
that was
can
two
we
separate
can change topics.
Go for it.
Loki season 2.
I heard it sucked.
Yeah, I heard it was the worst Marvel thing ever
Bullshit.
produced. Right up there with Marvel's.
I haven't watched it yet, but you are raving.
Dude. So you haven't watched it? You haven't watched it? You don't just give a fuck?
No, I'm waiting.
What do you need? You need me in your life?
I need people to watch it with.
Oh, God.
Just watch it yourself like he does.
B-I-N-D-E-P-E-N-T-E-N-D. Do you know what that means, dude? Independent. Okay.
You said it a little too bit fast.
That's
Did
a
you?
song.
Did you spell it right? I'm just kidding.
INDEP.
You know that song, though, right?
No.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Respect.
Oh,
R-E-S-P.
Yeah, you can remix it with Independent, and it works just the same.
INDP.
No, it's a rap song. INDEPENTENT. Do you know what that mean, dude? That's literally a song. It's called
That's a good one.
Independent.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Ice cream paint job. I guess is the name of the song.
Ice cream paint job?
Something like that, yeah.
You know, normally I would just be like, okay, I accept this.
Yeah.
But with you being so bad with like lyrics,
We will listen to it after this. I 100% know this for a
Kyle,
fact.
tell
Watch
the
him
side tangent story.
completes spells with completely different words like infinity, INFINITY.
It's from Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Infinity, you know,
And
like,
you thought it was independent this whole time.
That's honestly all within the realm of possibility.
Kyle, tell the story about Billy and how he misunderstood.
What, can't touch?
Yeah.
Have we told this
Couple
on
bangers.
stream?
No.
So Billy is notorious for
World class bad.
like not knowing lyrics, and then just his brain puts whatever he thinks it is, and then that becomes in his head the new song.
Because I don't value the lyrics, I value the mood, like the song, if that makes sense. So I just fill the gaps.
So the song Paradise by Coldplay, everybody knows a paradise. That hurt my voice going that high. But I can't go that high. But everybody knows it's
Can't
paradise. Billy, for the longest time, thought that the word paradise was can't touch.
Not even pair of dice.
Can't touch.
Pair of dice. That seems weirder. Can't touch. When you listen to it, you can make the case that it's can't touch.
Can't touch.
You thought it was saying can't touch?
No. Okay. I was thinking it was going and screaming, oh, can't touch. Oh, can't touch. Oh, can't touch. Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
No.
Hey,
Not even close.
it has a shot, all right?
So he made us listen to it, and if you like kind of just close your eyes and you tell yourself in your head it's can't touch, it's can't touch, it's can't touch, then you can kind of vaguely hear can't touch.
Yeah. There's like 3 other songs that is like that I've butchered. And
Yeah.
I would have wholeheartedly sworn that those were the lyrics. And it's
He
like,
thought that
not
"Call Me Maybe" was "I Miss You, Baby."
And then there was like every road has its stone,
Every road
But
has its stone.
but it's every rose has its thorn.
Every
Yeah.
road has
Has
its
its
stone.
Like a bump in the road, you know? I don't fucking know.
Billy, I had one. White winged dove. I thought it was one winged.
Just like
longest
the
time.
one-winged dove.
Sings song.
Sounds
Sounds
like
like
we're
she's singing.
Oh, I always thought that. I'm learning something now.
Ooh, baby.
Just like the
ooh.
one we love, sing the song.
Just like the one we love.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
It's white winged
Sing the
dove.
songs that I've been- That song?
It's
Yeah.
just like the white-winged dove.
Did not know that until right now.
I thought it was one winged.
Just like the one we love.
That's what I thought it was. That's another
Sing
one.
songs.
Just like the one we love.
I used to think rock and roll all night was I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Only part.
Yeah, because I gotta sleep sometime. That's what my thought process was.
See, and she's saying just like the one we know.
No, it's white winged dove.
What about
What about revved up like a deuce?
I was literally
another
just
runner
about to-
in the night.
revved up like a deuce? Another.
The only reason why I
runner in
know,
the
I think
night.
that's actually the lyrics,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
The only reason why I know this is because my dad was always like, "It's revved up like a douche," and I'm like, "What does that mean?"
Isn't that so?
I was
Isn't
like
it
8.
an engine revved up like a deuce?
Another
Runner in the night.
I literally couldn't tell you, dude.
Wrapped up like a douche. Another runner. In
Yeah,
the
something like that. That's what my dad, he was like, and he taught me the real lyrics, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And that, for whatever reason, I don't even know what song that is, but there's like 50 of those examples in my brain that are just garbaggio. But
I'll never forget. So
hit me.
when we were but teenagers,
But teenagers.
but adolescents,
Booty.
we were in his room, and Billy was singing the "Call Me Maybe" song, and he didn't know the lyrics, so he just started doing
Literally
random shit.
riffing.
And then he goes, "So lick my pussy," and he said that. And right as he said this, his dad had walked in and was just standing there with just like the biggest look of disappointment.
He was a stealthy man. that
And he
day.
looked at your dad was a ninja. He just appears sometimes. And he looked at Billy like, "What has my son become?" And then he just walked away.
he's like,
Didn't even acknowledge it.
This is my life.
Anyways,
I was
Loki.
literally just riffing. Yeah. Loki season 2. Loki the series has now become, and maybe there's like a recency bias, sure, but it has now become my absolute favorite thing that Marvel's ever done.
Really?
Yes. It is that good. I don't think in any show I've never seen a better character arc in my life. And what makes it so great is that we have like all the context from the movies and stuff. I mean, he's been playing this character I watched an interview, 14 years. That's crazy. 14 years he's been playing this character. So we have like all this history. It is the greatest character arc I've ever seen. It is the most interesting, implication heavy thing. It is so fucking good. The acting, Tom Hiddleston might be the best actor in the MCU.
So is this like one of those cases of you just overselling?
It might be, but
Melania.
You're an anomaly. You're a problem.
Fire Giant is the biggest boss.
Is it not?
No.
What are you talking about?
God of War.
Fucking never played it.
That's your problem.
It is the
You fought bigger
size-
bosses in like Guild Wars, and
What about Dark Souls? Isn't there the giant skeleton thing?
yeah, well, he didn't play Dark Souls.
Oh,
Not 3.
not 3, just 2.
Actually, I did. I don't think I finished 3.
You
I picked
played
it up.
about no, you came over to my house and you played it for about 14 hours because we literally did an all nighter,
Yeah,
and then that was like your only exposure.
and I don't know why. I just never went back to it.
Because it felt different than 2, and
We
it
weren't
wasn't enough
together
to.
grinding it,
Yeah, that's true.
bitching to each other about the smelter demon.
No.
God, I hated that arena.
But yeah, if you're that excited about Loki, then I mean, I'll be very excited going into it for sure.
I don't think. Yeah, I to be honest, I don't really give a shit what you guys' thoughts are. It was that good to me. Like, there's nothing you guys could say or like blow my mind.
What
that
if we
would-
just completely deconstruct it and like
It is.
Pretty screwed up, man.
I had to like check my feelings, and even all like
Yeah, you don't
the
check
Marvel.
ours when you say stuff
Well,
like
no,
I
because
don't
you
care.
guys are like, well, you've turned into a Marvel hater, and you're what's the flavor of the month? So
I was a Marvel fan before it was cool to be a Marvel fan. All right,
And
I
now
was one of those
and now
nerds that got laughed at when
and
I
now
was a
it's
kid.
cool, so it's not that cool.
Now it's not cool anymore.
It is. It hit every part of my brain that I enjoyed it, from the acting, and I was so sucked into the whole series. God dang, it was so good. It was so fucking good. And I checked myself like online. I'm like, there's no way, because I didn't want to spoil anything, because everybody likes to talk about the comic books and bullshit and theorize, and I try to avoid that shit. So I went on it after this episode, and like I just went to each episode's like discussion thread. People are raving about this.
Yeah.
People are raving, and like Emergency Awesome is a YouTube channel I check out all the time. There's a bunch of other like Marvel stuff, Marvel channels out there, but they're all pretty much like unequivocally stating this was so good.
Mm-hmm. I've only ever
How do
heard
you
good
feel
things about it.
Now that he's done, he says he's done.
Are you referring to the late night?
Hiddleston says he's done. He's
Yeah,
not
the
playing Loki
interview.
anymore. He's done.
When did he say that? On the late night interview?
I think so.
So
I read it on an article.
because I listened to that, and I've seen people trying to quote that. I didn't interpret it that way. I think he was just talking about like that the story of Loki being done, like his, because they really came full circle on it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but because they announced they're bringing back like Robert Downey Jr. and shit, like he's coming back. So like,
let the man rest.
I think he was kind of over it too, and then I think people like he realized how much people love that character. I don't think he needs to come back in and be like an ass kicker, 100%. But I don't think he needs to come back in and be like this ass kicker Iron Man. Like I think he could totally be like a.
Don't get me wrong. If they did Secret Wars properly, then that'd be cool to see, like, Battle Planet and all these old heroes come back to fight to the death.
I'm down for it. But contrasting, so that Loki, the season finale for Loki came out the same night as Miss Marvel.
The Marvels.
Or the Marvels or whatever. Miss Marvel is the TV show?
Yes.
The Marvels.
She's in it though.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it? Did you hear? Did you see the movie?
Seen it.
What are people saying online? I haven't even. I've been so wrapped up in Loki. I could give.
It's about
shit.
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, I'd say people think it's mediocre.
This is some of Okay, there's spoilers here because it's meaningless of a movie in my opinion. There.
So I'm ruining.
There's
it for
some
you.
of the, yeah.
You might be excited about this, but I'm not. So fuck you.
Tune off now. There's some of the worst power scaling issues in this movie that I've ever seen in my life. There's like the big bad chick that they're fighting is like 1v3ing Captain Marvel, Kamala Khan, and then what's the other one's name? They call her Professor Marvel in here, like gave her a nickname, but what is her actual super?
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. But what is her superhero?
Like Pulse.
Pulse. Yeah, that's right.
All I know is she got shot and she absorbed it in WandaVision.
Yeah, and she uses that. So like, you have Captain fucking Marvel, okay? You have this chick who could like absorb energy and then redirect it, and then Kamala Khan who, I don't really.
She does
can
projections, right?
She can create. She could take light and create atoms out of it. It's actually kind of cool power. And this chick who's just like a part of the Kree Empire with like a cool hammer is 1v3ing them and fucking them up.
But isn't the hammer, wasn't that Ronin's?
Yeah, but
And
it doesn't
had
have
the
a
Power Stone in it?
This didn't have a power.
Well, I mean, like, it has the leftover
Even
power
if it
from the
was
Power Stone.
Ronin's, I feel like Ronin was scared of Captain Marvel. Do you remember that?
It makes sense.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know enough about this character to know what their power level
But
is.
just
but
it's Captain Marvel. She flew through Thanos' ship.
Yeah.
And she's struggling against it. And like the way they handcapped her, like, okay, so this is a spoiler, but do you care? No, I know he doesn't. they have like this. I don't know. Their powers got entangled or something. I really didn't understand it, but it was kind of like a cool concept on like idea, but it didn't really translate that well. But every time they used their power, they would swap places. And that was like the whole idea. So like they kind of handicapped her because she didn't want to use
Because she didn't want to
her one hand because it's still Captain fucking Marvel. It's not like one hand can only do like she is just an infinity stone of energy. It was just so weird. And then the fucking movie so she's struggling to fight this Kree chick with a cool hammer. The movie ends. So I'm sitting there in this movie, and my wife just looks over at me and is like, "I can't wait for Loki season 2." Like it wasn't a bad movie. It was very mid. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just middle of the row. But the movie ends, and I'm like, we're sitting there, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, the scaling is all over the place with this movie. It fucking ends with Captain Marvel flying into the sun. Well, this other planet's sun. And restarting the nuclear reaction at the middle of the sun.
But you can't fight someone with a hammer.
Fucking flies into the Kree planet sun because their sun was dying and reignites their fucking sun. And it's like,
Jesus Christ.
where is the scale to this?
I don't think that when people write this type of stuff, that they understand just how powerful you would have to be to survive that.
The gravity alone.
That would, first off, that would do some wonky shit to time. Like
That's a
she
good
would
point.
come
She'd be
back.
there everything would be like over. Yeah.
And it would be like, 20 years later or something like not even consider. Okay. You know what? If we're getting into like the science of it, there's a lot of things you could pick apart, but still.
But like she's getting like punched by this just Kree person.
You can't.
I just was laughing. I'm like, this is not the
But
same
that's like
movie, is it?
if when she got knocked out by Thanos with the Power Stone. I have a hard time believing that Thanos' punch with the Power Stone is more powerful than a star. Like, I just don't think that would.
Well, she's the. What stone is she? She has the power of
The Mind Stone?
No.
space.
No, the yellow one. No, that's Visions.
Soul. Soul's is Visions.
It might be the space one.
Space Stone.
Because the Tesseract is a space. No, I don't remember.
Let me just look it up.
It wasn't the power one, right?
I don't think so. I think it was.
It
I think
makes
it was the
sense.
Tesseract.
Maybe.
I don't know though.
But I was literally laughing. I'm like, that just fucking happened. She flew into a
Her powers are derived from the Space Stone.
space stone. Yeah.
Okay.
It was wild, and everybody is really like,
Which is the Tesseract.
who plays Kamala Khan? Ilan.
I don't know her real name.
Ilan. Could you look it up real quick?
Yeah.
It was like Elon, something like that.
Oh, Elon Musk.
Elon
In a wig.
Elon Musk. She brought a lot of energy. Like I seen a lot of people like, oh, she really lit up the screen.
I did hear that.
Iman Vellani.
Iman, whatever.
Vellani.
Vellani. People are like wildly positive on her performance. The way I watched it, and this is
You hate kids.
generally, she spent the whole movie. I hate kids superheroes. She spent the whole movie hardcore simping to Brie Larson, like gushing over every fucking move, and that got really, like, literally over like 3/4 of the movie, it was just that. Like, oh my god, she's in my house. Oh my god, she touched my hair. Oh my god, it was just like, oh, get it over it already.
That girl's story is actually really sweet.
I'm sure
Because
she was a good actress.
She was a huge Marvel fan.
There you go.
Huge Marvel fan, and then she ended up getting a chance to like act, and then she ended up acting in the MCU, and so like.
See, I think that's
pretty cool.
Story is why people love her so
Yeah.
much, because it was a refreshing energy on screen, but then the writing for her was not up to par, because I just want this final comment. There was a lot of just her screaming. And that, like I can't phrase it any other way. She was just shouting like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" Like in probably no less than 8 different scenes, she has like this same like scream reaction. It's like, "Oh god, just stop. For the love of God." You know, it's just bad writing.
For the love of God.
Like give me a different reaction. Like, "Oh god, what's happening?"
She's like 21 years old, and she looks like she's like
She's like
14.
16, yeah.
Like,
Sorry. go
So
ahead.
I've heard the opposite online of that she was the only one that had good writing, and Miss Marvel and Monica
Yeah.
Rambeau had bad writing. What did you think of theirs? Like I heard that theirs was kind of stupid.
Well, that I feel like they try to present Captain Marvel 100%, and I don't know if it's like Brie Larson's acting.
She's a good actor, though.
That's what I hear. I've never really seen any
Have
of
you
her
seen
other
Scott
stuff.
Pilgrim?
Not in a very, 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 very long time. The
21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah, she's in that movie.
Yeah, she plays Jonah Hill's weird teen lover
Yeah.
in the
Wow.
21 Jump Street.
She has like she also just seems almost like kind of like immature. I don't know. It's very strange because at this point in the movie, she has already been like away from Earth for a long time. And so she should be like very mature in like what she's seeing and experiencing. And the way she's engaging with Nick Fury, it was like, this just doesn't really vibe with what the story is being sold. And she was in great shape for this film. She looked the part. It was awesome. But I just feel like she was trying to be way too intense, and it didn't really make sense. Like, I feel like this has been my complaint for so long. I feel like she acts with her eyebrows. And it's very, like, once I noticed that, it, like, shattered that veil. Yes, every scene, she's got some crazy eyebrow angles, and I'm like, man, what are we doing here?
What about Monica Rambeau?
You can fly into the sun and survive. Like, nothing should freak you out.
This is so funny, but it's so nitpicky, but I think she has I have nothing against Brie Larson as an actor. Like I actually really liked Captain Marvel, and I know you guys weren't fans, but I liked Captain Marvel.
Don't lump me in.
Yeah, I forget you weren't even like a friend yet when that movie first came out, were you?
Was I?
I don't know. When did that movie come out? 2018? 2019?
I was not a fan because I felt like they were introducing her to set her up to be the hero in Endgame, and I was like, "Don't you fucking dare!"
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. It just seemed like weird timing to introduce her.
I got sidetracked,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
sorry.
think in Captain Marvel, there's this part where before she has her powers and she's like running. She looks so dorky when she runs. It's the most awkward like run I've ever seen in my life. When she's in the ship and she's like barefoot, so you can hear her feet like slapping against the ground. It's like she's just running across the ship. And I remember in theaters like looking like she didn't
That's not
practice
good.
her run
Yeah.
a little bit. Like that looks so weird.
They didn't call her on her form at all.
Yeah.
What about Monica Rambeau? How was her acting?
Actually, I wasn't really off put by anything that she really did. Weird story, like, are you mean her written parts?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, they always go to that old adage of like the kid shit. It's like the same trauma things, like same vector that kids experience, right? It's like you left and never came back. Then that's what they touched on. Captain Marvel goes and gets her fucking powers, and she leaves to go like take care of the galaxy.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Monica was a little kid.
Yes.
in the first
And
movie,
she's
yeah.
like, she like is shunning Brie Larson because she's like, you said you were coming back and you never did.
That's not even her mom though. That's like her.
No, it's her like aunt.
Yeah.
And she's saving the galaxy, dude. You couldn't process that in any way. It was like, are we really having this conversation right now? Like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Yeah, I don't know. It was so dumb.
Now we got to talk about the last end credit scene.
There wasn't one.
The one with Beast?
Oh yeah. That wasn't the last end.
No?
They only had one.
They only
this
had
time.
one?
Beast
which
is in
is-
X-Men Beast.
Yes.
Kelsey Grammer.
What?
Oh yes.
I didn't even.
Rambo, to spoil the shit out of it. Ready?
Yeah, I'm
wanna
ready.
Rambo.
Sylvester Stallone?
No, Captain Marvel blasts her with like a nuke amount of energy
Why?
so she can absorb it, because she has to physically stitch back these realities. Like it blew like a hole, literally like a physical hole.
Wait,
And
what
she's
blew
like,
the hole in realities? I'm missing some stuff here.
You gotta
it
watch
just-
the movie.
it-
all
you
right?
gotta watch
Just
it.
know that
so
it's
reality
fractured.
is fractured.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing with the Kree. She's like blowing. It's actually kind of that part was actually kind of a cool concept. But anyway, there's a hole in dimensions, and Rambo stitches them back together. This is the funniest part. So she stitches them back together from the other side, and so she gets lost.
She's
So she's
And
in the
now
X-Men
she's
universe,
In the X-Men universe,
and
now.
that's how they're gonna explain bringing all the mutants into.
But it's so stupid because she
MCU.
flies to the other side. She goes through it to stitch it. She's like, and then she has the cheesiest line of like, I always knew I'd have to do it. Goodbye. It was like, you came up with this plan 30 seconds ago. What are we talking
I've always known.
about?
Then I have to leave.
So I guess you're right. The more I think about it, her writing did suck ass. It was so bad, guys. It was so. Maybe the more I talk about
But-
it, it was not really a good movie. I'm sorry.
Her mom was in it or something, right?
She met her mom in the other and X-Men dimension.
In the X-Men dimension. Her mom.
Interesting.
Is her mom Captain Marvel in that dimension? Did she have like the outfit?
shit,
Or
I didn't. If she was, I didn't even put that together.
because we saw in the Illuminati the
That she was.
Doctor Strange that the mom was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
Interesting.
the reason that she was so easily defeated also is she's not as powerful
She didn't get exposed
as
as
Captain
much.
Marvel.
Huh.
Her version of Captain Marvel isn't as powerful.
I will say Beast looks sick though.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, that was.
Does he
sick.
look like he looks in the, or did they change his design?
I don't know if they really changed his design, but the way, like the clearness of his animation was so good.
I think they
love
fully
X-Men.
animated him now. He's
Really?
like full CG.
Yeah,
I
they look good.
love X-Men, and we've all talked about how much we love James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender as Magneto and Professor X. I would love to see them in the MCU.
Absolutely.
So are you guys? But what's your opinion on the rest of the X-Men? Like, should they recast or should we bring in
Well,
like
They did, like,
Cyclops?
yeah.
Deadpool 3, I guess, is an MCU film.
Well, yeah. So we have Wolverine, but
so Wolverine's in it.
Wolverine, obviously Hugh Jackman. We have Kelsey Grammer. What about like Cyclops?
Nostalgia says I don't want them to recast, but it's not like he was ever like
Amazing.
amazing, you know. In fact, he was killed off so quickly in the third one. Like they killed him in like literally like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like
So I personally I want them to recast everyone. I would even like for them to recast Wolverine. Maybe he does his final one in this Deadpool movie, but I want somebody fresh to take on that. I do see, but it's tough because I do like James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, and they're young enough still that they could do it.
Absolutely.
way young enough.
But I feel like the rest of them I want fresh
Yeah.
because I didn't like
Storm.
Storm. Well, not Storm. Whoever played Jean. Well,
I
no.
didn't like the writing
I didn't like the writing. There we go.
after the James McAvoy timeline. I thought X-Men First Class was really good.
Yes.
It was actually that's probably up there with my favorite X-Men movies. I think that one is probably my favorite. I liked Days of Future Past, but I thought the source material is a lot better than what they did in the movie. And then Apocalypse was a really big missed opportunity for me, and that Dark Phoenix was kind of garbage. But Apocalypse is a Thanos level threat, like an Avengers level threat. And it was kind of a shame to see him just kind of stuck in one little movie.
Mhm.
It'd be like if Thanos was the main bad guy in the first Iron Man movie. That's what it felt like.
Wow. Okay. Jeez. Just thrown at you.
Yeah.
So would you like recast, or just
That's a
better
very
writers?
long-winded way of me saying that I'm okay with them recasting.
What about you, Billy?
Absolutely. I feel like take this opportunity and rethink it. Like Marvel is actually doing that. They're taking this opportunity to rethink. They have one movie coming out next year and 2 series. So like Kevin, they postponed all of their stuff to like fully reset, and I think we could talk a lot more about it after you guys watch Loki season 2, because the implications are pretty awesome. You're not gonna watch it. He's like, I already know everything that happened.
I have already read all of the
read the script.
Discussions.
discussions.
It took me 2 hours to read it, and the episode would have only been 45 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see like how they like reset it, because I think Multiverse of Madness has not it hasn't been as mad as it maybe
Could have been.
Yeah.
But
or it's been maddening, I guess.
there's been a lot of credible sources saying that Marvel is looking to step away from Kang
100%.
and Doctor Doom being the new big bad.
Yep.
And the reason being is in the comics, Doctor Doom is actually really the big bad of Secret Wars. It wasn't really Kang. So
Well, I think if you watch Loki season 2, you'll understand better.
I would love. Doctor Doom is my second favorite Marvel villain.
I know we've done it before, but in this current time period right now, fan cast of Doctor Doom. Because I feel like it changes, over time.
Michael
We see
Fassbender.
different. Michael Fassbender.
He's already
Doom
Magneto.
and Magneto.
He can't do that.
What if it's Doomnito?
Doomnito.
Oh man, Doctor Doom.
Magoom. Magoom.
It would have to. You know who would be good? The guy that plays Lucifer.
Ooh, Tom Ellis.
Yeah,
Dude,
He
that
would be.
that guy would be
interesting.
good as Doctor
That's a
Doom.
good one. Damn.
That'd be my vote.
What do you think, Billy? And chat.
Jason
Who
Segel.
do you think, chat?
Jason Segel.
Jason's. Not Steven Seagal?
It's even worse.
Is it Jason Segel?
Siegel, I
I
think.
think it is, yeah, because
Yeah.
Seagal is Steven Seagal. Jason Segel.
Although he's a gifted actor.
I think so too. He
That
could
would be
probably
pretty
pull it
funny
off.
to see, though.
He could probably pull it off. I almost want I don't want like this big buff dude,
Let's
like
get Ashton Kutcher.
because he gets armored. Doctor Doom gets armored up, so he doesn't have to, right? Like, and he wears a full head mask.
His
right?
power's not
Yeah.
from his physique. If that's,
right.
Yeah.
So you
he's-
could get like a quirky, nerdy guy that like all of a sudden it fucking spins on you, and you're like, oh shit, this guy's totally evil, and you almost
Both
kind of like
him-
hate him, you know?
So both him and Reed Richards are Tony Stark level intellect. Like they're
yes,
all three of them are Tony Stark in the comics. Tony Stark, Reed Richards, and Doctor Doom are all like kind of
And
the smartest humans.
Hank Pym.
And Hank Pym.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, Beast.
I believe
Beast
that.
is also super intelligent.
This is the smartest human being alive. Like that's like a cringy way to
I
introduce
know.
him.
It's such a shame they butchered.
What about the
His
Jamie
character.
Lannister from Game of Thrones?
I could kind of see that.
He's got a crazy name and I can't remember it. It's long. Oh wait, did she just say Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Andrew
Rick?
Lincoln would be pretty cool too.
I swear to God, I didn't. If that was on there, I did not see that. That's actually wild. I was just thinking of like strong male characters. Jamie Lannister would be great.
Doctor Doom has to be very charismatic.
Yeah.
And he's a very charming evil being.
so
if that
then
makes sense.
the guy who played this dude.
What about Adam Driver?
No.
I'm done with Adam Driver.
can't.
dude.
Why are you guys so done with him?
Because he was in everything for all this time, and then he did a couple like sexy movies. And
Sexy.
what's this guy's name?
Peter Baelish?
No, that's his name in the show.
The guy that pushes the kid. Oh no, that's
Aidan
not
Gillen. This guy,
I guess.
How old is he?
you guys never watched Game of Thrones though.
No, but he was
I
in
did.
Scorch Trials and
Okay, yeah.
Maze Runner.
So
He was
in
Maze
Game
Runner.
of Thrones, he plays this guy you don't know to trust him, love him, or absolutely despise him. And he walks that line for like 7 seasons. And it's this super charismatic. He has like all this power influence, and he dances that line so well.
We're
It would
talking
be
about
kind of-
Littlefinger, by the way, because we don't have that on screen.
Oh
do
yeah,
we?
Littlefinger. Aidan Gillen. Super good.
John Hamm.
John Hamm would be
Ooh,
perfect.
John
I do
Hamm
like
would
John
be
Hamm.
good.
He's another one that he can be very intimidating and but like in a charming kind of way, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
I didn't even see this, but Rick from The Walking Dead. Get the
Yeah, we were
fuck
talking about
outta
Andrew
here.
Lincoln.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I would not want that.
Just because you don't like The Walking Dead, but he's a phenomenal actor.
I couldn't place him in the MCU. I don't think
That's how I feel
I would be.
about. That's how I feel about that guy from Game of Thrones. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, yeah.
He kind of does play the same character in like Scorched, or so like maybe he is one dimensional.
I still really like the guy from Lucifer.
That would be really
Tom
good.
Ellis. Would
Yeah.
he do would he keep his English accent or would he do
Yeah,
American?
well, Doctor Doom is he what? Where is he from? Victor Von Doom.
He's from like Germany.
He can do an accent.
Because that British accent Tom Ellis does pretty good.
You hate Littlefinger, or do you hate the actor? That's the question.
Well, he actually has a whole country that he founded, Latveria, Doctor Doom. But
He's that powerful and important.
pretty much.
Yeah.
He's the monarch of Latveria.
So it's like in
We're
Europe.
years away from this.
He's in Europe. So I mean, they could make him English. He's just like I want.
He's also been the Sorcerer Supreme at one point too. Doctor Doom.
Do you
Interesting.
think they'll ever make
A good Doctor Strange.
that and make him Sorcerer Supreme again?
They should.
They did only that in What If, right?
Yeah, and I mean the first movie for like a second.
He was actually the most powerful thing we've ever seen in the MCU when he was Supreme Strange. What was his name?
Supreme Strange.
Jinglebee's answered you.
Both his face makes me upset, but his acting's pretty good. His face definitely was. Yeah, as a fan of Game of Thrones, there was some tough episodes where you're like, this fucking guy. He's this guy. What were you saying?
Oh,
He was in the first movie.
No, in What If? What was
Supreme
his
Strange.
Supreme Strange? Was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
That
He,
version is actually
absorbed. He spent like 10,000 years absorbing every monster in his
that's
energy.
actually the most powerful being we've seen in the MCU was Supreme Strange, and then his movie came out and he was a weakling compared to what
They fought with music. Oh, I heard that there was a singing planet in Marvels.
I don't want to talk about it.
No?
It was one of those things that you would be like, oh, this is kind of like
It's quirky. It's
quirky, fun idea. It was weird, dude. It was so, and I get like the market because of Kamala Khan. Like they're trying to cater to that market. I get it, but as like it was just weird. They didn't stay on it for too long, but they almost did. And I'm like, all right, please, let's move on. And then you think that they weren't, and then they were like, oh, they made this joke. This is another spoiler. Oh, he's bilingual, so he doesn't have to sing because that's the thing. They don't understand you if you're talking to them. So they have to fucking sing everything, dude. And then the king was bilingual, and that was their out, that they could just have a conversation. And I'm like, thank you. This is a Marvel movie. Let's get serious.
I'm bilingual. I can talk normal.
Yeah.
I can actually understand just talking.
You know, back to the. It's too bad he's already played a character in the MCU, but Christian Bale would actually be a very good Doctor Doom as well.
Well, he could actually, I think, reprise a role in MCU because he was so make-upped up. Like,
Yeah, but his face was very
You think so?
noticeable.
Well, Doom is covered.
Not at first.
True. Not.
I guess, yeah, that intro scene where they're on the island or whatever.
Well, the
starving.
whole thing is. Oh yeah, no, but I mean his face. His face was. We're talking about gore. His face wasn't covered the whole time. Like it's very clearly Christian Bale, just with pale skin.
Yeah, I feel like they could get away with it, but they wouldn't.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't. That's the thing. Is he?
What if they did?
Walking
I
Phoenix.
got two crazy ones. That'd be weird.
He
could probably do it.
He could.
I'll let
fucking-
you go, but I just thought of a good one. I
crush it.
think.
So two crazy ones. Now they take the original Reed Richards. That'd be horrible.
I don't think he was. He
might
wasn't the
be
reason
good.
that was bad. That movie
It was
was
the
bad.
writing, and
Yeah.
they did not do Fantastic Four justice.
Came across as a good nerd.
What if they do Walter White?
Love Bryan Cranston.
Like, imagine his voice.
He's a little old
as
though.
Doom.
I think.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I don't. With today's technology,
And you would turn him. His face gets covered up after he turns.
You got to remember this is going to be
So
a
it'd just
role
be his
that
voice.
but it's a role that slow play for like probably another decade. So you have like Bryan Cranston's like what 60 right now. He'll be 70. Like I don't know if you can buy into that.
So this one's a little out there. All right. But what about Christoph Waltz?
I think the same reason he's a little too old.
Have we seen a movie of him without his accent?
Yeah, he always plays a German. Not always. In Alita Battle Angel, he doesn't really
So
have an accent.
he would be a German doctor, which makes
Victor
sense.
Von Doom is
I know,
German. We
but
just
like,
talked
could
about
you
it.
imagine like, oh, hello, Reed Richards? You
Well,
know,
it doesn't have like it's not.
but
like,
that's how his
honestly,
accent is.
That guy could crush anything. But
Yeah,
again, I
that
think
guy
it
plays
needs
the
10
best
years.
evil characters.
You need like 10 years of them. Like how old is he?
All right. Well, then I'm still saying Tom Ellis. Then look at that face. That's the face of an evil man.
He's 67 right now.
How
Yeah.
old is Bryan Cranston?
Bryan Cranston's got to be at least.
So
60.
this movie comes out probably in 4 years. He'll be 71. And then like any of the follow-up, he'll be almost 80. I don't know. That's just...
Yeah. Well, Ian McKellen was 60 something in the first X-Men movie in 2000.
But his whole crew that he like grew up with, like Professor X and stuff, Bryan
Same
Cranston,
age.
exact same age.
They're all 67.
But like, what that was the idea that they had like been through some shit together. The like you wouldn't want to like
Because he's got to be he's
got to be the same age as Reed Richards
ish age,
right?
So like the oldest he could be is like Robert Downey Jr.'s age.
Unless you want the geriatric crew of Fantastic Four, might be a Fantastic
Dude, but
Three.
like think how good and physical Willem Dafoe was as Green Goblin. He's old and he knocked that out of the park.
But did they have like he only did? I guess he did all 3 movies, didn't he? Didn't he?
Willem Dafoe. I mean, he
What
had
was
a
it?
cameo in the second one.
So it was really
And-
just the first one.
But he did Far From Home.
He did Far From Home,
Yeah,
With
and he
Tom
was
Holland.
that was.
but yeah.
Had a whole fight scene. Awesome fight scene.
I think it's because he's like already established. I don't know. If you pick these guys to act that, I mean, at best you're getting the movie out when they're 70.
Well,
are you
and I-
willing to stake an entire franchise?
Well,
on a dude
here's the
that's
thing.
70?
Cillian Murphy.
I think
Now we're talking, dude. That actually might be the best one we've said.
Do you
That's a
think
pretty good
Cillian
one.
Murphy?
Did you watch Oppenheimer? We watched Oppenheimer
Yeah, we-
together.
we
That
were
was
all
Did
there.
you
good.
watch Oppenheimer?
I love his acting.
Yeah,
I wish
could
I
see
liked
it.
Peaky Blinders better than I did.
Is it a little too Sigma male for you?
It started so slow I couldn't get through like the first 3 or 4 episodes. I'm like, just get to the badass parts.
The thing I think with Doom is that you need to have somebody with a good voice
Why?
because
He's got
he gets covered up.
Cillian Murphy's got a badass.
He's
voice,
got
I
to
think.
project and, like I said, be
Oh,
a
he's
very
super-
charismatic, charming,
Cillian Murphy is
evil
not
villain.
that,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he would be able to be that. What about the guy that played Two-Face?
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones,
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. What about Tommy Lee?
Aaron Eckhart. I could. He kind of acts the same way in all his movies.
Does he? I know.
I watched him in I, Frankenstein, I think was the other one he was in.
Hmm.
And it was kind of. What about Jared Leto?
What about Nathan Fillion?
Nathan? Oh, you're saying Bryan Cranston's too old?
Nathan Fillion, I think, is probably like
You didn't even want him in
57.
a new
Yeah, you
Firefly
said
because
Nathan
you said
Fillion
he's
was
too old
He is.
to be in Firefly. He's
That's
not
gonna be
that
a
old. He's
TV
like
series
he's
that
got to
goes
be
for
like
probably
what
a
50.
decade. 52. I think
not-
Nathan Fillion could absolutely play a hella charismatic Victor Von Doom.
Have we seen him play a villain, though?
He does have some range in Castle. I know that that's kind of a meme,
I
but
love Castle.
he does. He has some serious, like really serious moments in that show.
Wow, there's actually a lot of people really pushing for Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah?
I've went to 3 different sites that had him as the number 1 pick.
I don't know. Could he be charismatic? I could see him being asthmatic.
Well, we've only ever seen him act as like a Southern cop, you know,
I just
as he's just constantly dying.
yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito. I like that.
He's already rumored to be the new Professor X.
I like both options because I love his voice.
He's got that voice, that one we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The one that
Who's that?
He was
Better Call
Gus.
Saul and
Oh,
Gus and
yeah.
Breaking Bad. And then in The Boys, he's like the only guy that like Homelander's like afraid of. And he's just a
in
normal dude.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners. He's Faraday in the English dub.
What about Negan? Jingleby says Negan.
I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't like
Jeffrey
Dean Morgan. Like he just screams like middle-aged, like washed
okay.
up biker guy.
But I get the same vibe. Like him and John Hamm, they could be the same person.
What about Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
That would be. They couldn't do it because nobody would take it serious. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like you almost have to get someone that doesn't have that much recognition.
Like Loki and Thor. They were newfounds.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would work. They'd have to completely change his origin. But what's that? Javier Bardem.
Who?
Javier Bardem. No Country for Old Men, the bad guy.
Oh.
Ooh, what about the guy who played Altered Carbon Season 1?
Rick
Joel
Flag.
Kinnaman?
Yeah.
He played Rick Flag in Suicide Squad.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I could buy it. He could play kind of like the best friend turned evil.
Yeah.
Like, you know, cocky, like
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Luke Evans might be kind of cool too. He played Gaston in the live action Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Chris Evans.
What?
Let's just get Captain America back as a bad guy.
He's played now 3 because he's played 3 characters in the
Human,
MCU.
yeah, he played the Human Torch. Now he's on the other side.
He's back for Fantastic Four. Kevin Feige himself plays Von Doom.
What if they switched up and make Doom a girl?
Is that
How
a
do you
thing?
think the internet would act?
Is that a thing?
The internet would implode. They can't handle that kind of shit. I don't think it's ever been done.
Like not in an
narratively.
alternate
Yeah,
universe?
maybe. They've done a lot of wacky shit.
Yeah, Frog Thor.
But I don't. As long as like they played the character well, I'd be open to anything.
Yeah. Giancarlo Esposito. I want him in Marvel as
How old is
something.
he? Is that guy 67?
He's probably 75.
He's not that old.
Jesus. Right there.
Giancarlo.
He's older than
younger.
Bryan Cranston.
He's
No,
younger.
he's younger. He's 65.
Wait, wasn't Bryan Cranston?
67.
Yeah.
I thought he was 62.
Nah, Bryan Cranston's 67.
Oh, Nathan Fillion was 52. Well, he'd be great.
I think he'd be better as Professor X.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great Professor X.
I think he'd be amazing.
What if they got like the guy from Superbad?
Which one?
The nerdy one. The
Which
Oh.
one?
the one that had the fake license. And
McLovin?
McLovin, thank you.
He was a villain in Kick-Ass, right?
Yeah, but he was a comical villain.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, Victor Von Doom.
And he's like hitting on the ladies and shit.
Jonah Hill. Who played Doom in the Fan Four Stick?
What?
The Fantastic remake.
Oh, I don't know. I think an Indian actor. That movie was such garbage though.
I hated that movie.
I'm trying to block it out of my mind.
Guys, we've been going for like 2 hours.
We have, and we spent the last like 20 minutes talking about one character being cast.
That were like literally probably 5 years from the announcement.
Wait, guys.
What if?
Vanessa Kirby's already been cast as Sue Storm.
I don't think it's confirmed.
Oh, it's on IMDb.
I think it's rumor. Pedro Pascal
No,
as Doom.
Nah.
no,
Just
no. He's done too much.
He's done too much. Wait, no. So the guy that played Doom in the Fantastic Four is not. I totally had a different actor in mind. He's not an Indian actor. He's a British actor named Toby Kebbell. Doesn't it just scream Victor Von Doom?
I thought he actually was good.
That movie was not good at all.
Shut
So
your
bad.
fucking
Shut!
mouth.
Don't even if you
The
dare.
Fantastic Four?
Band
The-
Four Stick.
The one that got remade in 2015.
Oh no, no.
Michael
no.
B. Jordan
Who
played
was-
Johnny
I-
Storm.
Who was the original Von Doom?
I forget his name.
I thought he did a pretty decent job.
It was the original Victor Von Doom was played by Julian McMahon.
What a man.
What a McMahon.
What a Mick, man.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. McMahon.
He's 55. He could still do it.
I thought he did a great job.
He's got the look for sure.
They just bring him back.
Again, I guess we could just blame it on the writing.
All right, Dylan, where can people find us?
They can find us on YouTube and Instagram, as
That's
well
right.
as any major podcast listening platform under the KD ratio, where we post regular episodes on Tuesdays. Today we're doing it a little bit weird. We're posting on Monday.
Whoa, wacky.
We're getting a little out of control here, guys. We're off the
Whatever will
rails.
we do?
Yeah, but yeah, come check us out. Leave a
Awesome.
subscribe. Leave a comment.
subscribe.
Leave a like. Just leave.
Just leave.
And with that,
No,
remember,
don't leave, please.
with a good kitty, you get the dub.
Bye, guys.